Well, good morning, YouTube. It is Mr. Boom here. It is Saturday, the day after my little trip to the track. Things didn't quite go as I was hoping or had planned. Put her in sport mode. The truck did pretty great. I was able to make 3 passes, one of which was a quarter-mile pass and the very first pass, and the second 2 passes were 1/8 mile, and in between the quarter-mile pass and the 1/8 mile pass, I got shut down because per the rules, which I had no idea, I had never ran slicks before or anything like that, but at Little River Dragway, if you've got slicks, then you need an engine diaper. Didn't know. So, spent a solid hour and a half trying to figure something out to be able to make another pass, because I'd driven, an hour and a half to run a 10-second pass and hopefully be the first. Long story short, wasn't able to. The first pass off the trailer wasn't a 10, and the suspension, I haven't set the suspension up for this power, so, it didn't necessarily hook the way that it could have, and I'm still learning slicks. It's my first time ever using slicks on a truck, car, whatever. I've always used drag radials, and the Platinum being 4-wheel drive, I could just floor it and go. So definitely a learning curve, but after talking with one of the guys there at the track that knows me, and we're friends on Facebook, thank you, he was able to explain the situation to the tech guy, and unfortunately, like I said, I was only able to make 1 quarter-mile pass. It wasn't the 10. The second pass that I made about an hour and a half later was an 1/8 mile pass. I was able to shave some time off of my 60-foot. I shaved about 500ths off, not quite a full 1/10. So that was pretty cool. Made some slight adjustments to the suspension. I added a little bit of compression and rebound to it, and sorry for the shakiness, I've got shitty tires back on the back. Was able to shave a little bit off, took some air out of the tires, and made some slight suspension adjustments, and because of how long it took, I wanted to try to get another pass in, so I hot lapped it. I made my pass and went straight back to the staging lanes, and made a second pass within, I think it was about 10 minutes time difference. Still managed to shave a little more off of the 60-foot, add a little more to the mile per hour. I think I added half a mile per hour in the 1/8, as well as shaving a little more time off of the 1/8 mile. And then the truck's bouncy right now. I did adjust it for the track, and I haven't readjusted it, so please forgive me. But overall, for it being the cluster of a night that it was, and rushing and whatnot, I'm definitely happy with it. That said, I'm a little butthurt because it is Saturday, and the only track in Texas that is doing open test and tune is Edinburgh Motorsports, which is about a 6-hour drive for me. And I've got about an hour to decide if I want to make that drive or not. So, fixing to run a couple errands and talk to wifey, because I'm definitely not, she's not going to be able to make it due to work. So that kind of sucks and puts a damper on things, but fingers crossed, I'm able to figure something out. We will see. Stay tuned for how the truck did. I'm going to post the pulls in the passes in the video. I got a couple decent passes in the truck on the draggy, as well as the wife had the camera. The last pass that I made, I did try to go all the way through the quarter. but Little River's so sketchy. It's dark at the big end, and I don't have the best brakes on this truck because I was playing around with an all-wheel drive Audi going around one of our super curvy roads, so I need brakes. But yeah, and the other thing on the first quarter, the first quarter mile pass that I made, I definitely didn't run it all the way through the quarter. I let out at about 1,100 feet. Because I couldn't see the white line marking the quarter, again, because of bad lighting at the track, which it is what it is. I was fortunate enough to make a couple good runs. So without further ado, here are the passes for the night, and a little bit of reactions from me and whatnot at the end of the video. Definitely happy with how it went, and there is room for improvement for sure. So stay tuned. What is going on, YouTube? Mr. Boom here. Wife paid. Wife that paid. What are we about to do, babe?
Go to the track.
And what's the goal?
Get in the tents.
Can we do it?
Yes, we can.
Do we have the meats? Do we have the meats?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, stay tuned. We are headed to Little River Dragway. Yay. It's the only track open tonight. DA is trash. It's hot. But she do be looking good. Stay tuned. Alrighty, boys and girls, we are at the track. It's a busy night tonight. Gonna get the tires and wheels put on.
And it's racy boy time. Oh yeah.
Alrighty, YouTube, we are in the staging line, letting the stock tire guys go, the radials and slicks in the right lane, so gives the truck time to cool down from the hour-ish drive up here. So looks like there's a little F-150. Little FX4 on some 22-inch limited wheels. Anyway, in the staging lanes, so this is going to be the first little test hit. First time running with slicks and not drag radials, and the first time running with decent power in a two-wheel drive truck. So haven't messed with the traction bars, haven't messed with the shocks, haven't done any of that since the last time I was at the track. So we'll see what she does. Stay tuned. Well, slight little hiccup. Apparently at Little River, I have to have an engine diaper to run slicks. So I've got a little halt on my night. Gonna see if I can find some drag radials or an engine diaper and go from there. So stay tuned. We were able to work some magic. Gonna get to make another hit or two. 8th mile though, not quarter. Taking some air out of the tires. And we're going to adjust the shocks a little bit. Turn up the compression one, the rebound one, compression rebound, and let's see what she'll do. So stay tuned. We had it at 18 pounds on the first hit. Gonna take it down to 15 pounds on this next one, and see if we can't cut down a little bit on that 8th mile time. So stay tuned.
Joe Price has one. That's down. Star paving lane.